Hey, what's up guys? Lenny here, and I think it's about time I finally give you guys the video that I have been teasing now for 3-ish weeks. So for the past 30 days, I have switched up my nutrition app and I've been trying out MacroFactor. And in today's video, I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on it and how it compares to other apps such as MyFitnessPal. So for those of you who don't know, MacroFactor is a nutrition app partially owned by Jeff Nippard, a fellow Newfoundlander, fitness creator. I don't need to explain who Jeff Nippard is, and I also don't need to explain why MacroFactor is doing good if his name's behind it, with how science-based and everything his content is. Obviously, if he's supporting it, there's reason for it. So I've been using MyFitnessPal for years, off and on since about 12th grade, so that's a disgusting amount of time ago. I believe 6 years now. And because of this, I was very hesitant off switching off. I just been used to logging everything the way I logged everything in that. The memory system was getting really good, all of my recipes were in it, and it was something I was hesitant about switching off of. However, after Metro 2, I really realized I wanted to focus on filling out my weight class and embracing the weight gain in order to get stronger with powerlifting. I tried doing this on my own with MyFitnessPal by manually upping my calories, dropping my calories, so on and so forth. But I found I was plateauing often. I also just found it wasn't working out great, and I was gaining hard some days and soft some days, and it just wasn't working. So that's when I decided. I posted on my Instagram story asking people's thoughts, and asking if they thought I should try MacroFactor, and a lot of people said yes. So here we are, and I decided to try it, and I'm in love with this app. I can't imagine using anything else for tracking. Just a disclosure, I'm not sponsored by MacroFactor. I really wish I was, however, I'm not. So if the MacroFactor team wants to reach out to me, and I will gladly do sponsored segments. And honestly, MacroFactor just does everything FitnessPal does, but better.
He does exactly what I do, but better.
All right, so let's go over my thoughts on this app. The big thing I've noticed that differs with MacroFactor versus other calorie trackers that I use is that MacroFactor changes your calories week to week based on if you're reaching your goals, getting closer, further. It'll differ your calorie amount week to week, and that is a big feature that I found really nice with this app. I love the app and all the features it has. The big gripe that gets a lot of people with MacroFactor is that it is a paid app versus MyFitnessPal being a free app. But when you compare the paid version of MyFitnessPal and the paid version of MacroFactor, and both of their unlimited list of features for the paid versions, MacroFactor is a clear winner. Much like MyFitnessPal, one of the big features of MacroFactor when it comes to logging food quickly is a barcode scanner. This used to be a feature in the free version of MyFitnessPal back when I was heavy into using the app, but they paywalled it since, and I think it's a little scummy move when apps paywall features that used to be free. Looking at you, CapCut. And if for whatever reason the barcode you're punching in isn't in the database with MacroFactor, it also has the feature to have a label scanner. So if the barcode isn't working, you could scan the label. MacroFactor will read all of the information off the label and create a new food entry based on that. There's no typing required. It'll scan the calories, the protein, the macros, the serving size, the works of it. It'll log all of that itself. And then it's just so nice, especially living somewhere smaller in Canada, especially Newfoundland. Anytime I buy things locally from local grocery stores, obviously the barcode's not going to be in the system, but as long as there's a nutritional label, I scan that, I'm good to go. Another thing I really like is the logging interface. So I'll show you guys here just how it looks. Actually, I'll pop up a screen recording. Whereas MyFitnessPal only offers 4 different times of logging: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. MacroFactor breaks everything down hourly, so it gives you a more refined time of when you're eating stuff rather than trying to cram everything into snacks. Also, the memory system, whereas again, FitnessPal remembers, oh, this is just what you had for snacks yesterday or frequently have for snacks. MacroFactor looks at it a different way, and it's like, you frequently have this at 6 o'clock and you have this at 8 o'clock. Versus, again, just throwing it all in under snacks, which I find is great. Helps you keep on track, helps you quickly log stuff and quickly copy stuff over to other days, as opposed to FitnessPal copying the whole snack section. And one of the features I absolutely love is the fact that everything has a gram option in MacroFactor. every single thing has the option to be put in serving sizes or in grams. Now, I know on FitnessPal, a lot of things you could put in, you could click the serving size option and go grams. However, there were certain things that just didn't have the option. For example, my Costco egg whites that I always have in the mornings, my options were only in half cups. So that kind of made it harder. Versus MacroFactor, put it in grams, and then if there's only a little bit left in the container and I don't want to open a new one, I can log 43 grams as opposed to 50 and having to open another container. MacroFactor also allows you to track all of the little things if you're really into that. Beyond your protein, beyond your carbs and fat, it breaks down every different type of protein, every different type of carb, every different type of fat. You can also set it up to track your vitamins and even alcohol. So if you punch in a beer, it'll log the amount of grams of alcohol you've had, which I think is really cool. Just to see if that's something you want to keep track of, because alcohol does affect training. It's good to keep track of and good to know. And like most other apps, it links to Apple Health, and I'd assume the Android equivalent. So anything you use, like an Apple Watch or a smart scale, is just linked automatically, and because it's linked automatically, whenever I weigh in the morning, it updates in MacroFactor right away what my new weight is. And that's great for somebody like me who's trying to gain weight and trying to use this as a tool to gain weight. In the beginning, I found the interface was a little confusing to use, but after using it for a while, I got real used to it, real used to the copying, pasting, moving stuff around. It became pretty fluid and pretty seamless once you get a hang of it. Now, onto the thing that I think a lot of people could benefit from using MacroFactor for. The weekly check-ins. MacroFactor's weekly check-ins are great. It allows you to stay on track, it allows you to keep track of things, and it also allows you to adjust how your body's fluctuating in calorie-wise. Like now, the weather is starting to warm up. I'm starting to walk more on my lunch breaks. I'm also getting transferred to a new hospital, meaning I'm going to be walking more there as well. This means my calorie expenditure is going to be up, and when I check MacroFactor, it's going to look at me and say, hey, your calorie expenditure is up. Let's up your calories this week. Or you're trying to lose weight, and you've had a slower day, you've had a slow couple weeks movement-wise, let's drop your calories down a little bit and see how your body reacts. Right now, my goal is set up to weigh about 106 calories by the middle of May. This will give me time to go into provs with a very, very light cut and come in probably the heaviest I've ever come in at a comp and get the most amount of strength from it. And this is something I also plan on using to handle the cut as well. So I will definitely be able to check in with you guys on that. I'll let you know. Overall, I think MacroFactor is great, and especially if you could afford to pay the yearly fee, which is $100 and something. I think it works out to be like $7 or $8 Canadian a month if you buy it in the yearly subscription. So if you can afford that, it's great. Like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's cheaper than a nutritionist. Obviously, it's not a nutritionist. It's not a dietitianist. However, if you are somebody who wants to take that next step further in your lifting career and really lock in your nutrition as one less variable you have to worry about, I highly recommend checking out MacroFactor. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Quicker video, but this is something I've been using for the past couple weeks. I want to get my thoughts out there in case anyone else wants to. And as I said, I find for a powerlifter, something like this is really great for helping manage weight and manage calories, especially as your training fluctuates and your blocks change. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed. As always, like, comment, subscribe. We're on very good pace with subs and stuff this year. I think it would be super cool if by the end of 2025 we could hit 500 subs. So if you aren't already subbed, check down below, see if you are. If you are, great, love you. If you're not, subscribe, stick around. We got lots of fun content coming your way.